Folks, we're back. And boy, do we have a story to tell today. And it is absolutely bonkers. Look at this shit, dude. Part of the reason that this story is the way that it is because of hellish drivers, man. Dude, hellish drivers. People just not paying attention. So I figured, I'm stressed, dude. I'm stressed. I'm a stressed boy right now. So I might as well take us over to the beach where stress doesn't exist, apparently. And we can go check that out, guys. We can go see the beach. See what that's all about. It ain't great. It's not the prettiest beach in the world, but it'll do. It'll do. The helmet I'm wearing right now is a little bit compromised. So I will say, while I am wearing full safety gear, the helmet is not necessarily partaking in that. And it's a reminder, don't wear helmets that have damage on them. It's not smart. They're probably compromised and not necessarily meeting the safety standards. So let's get into a little bit about what happened. A few people have been watching this channel regularly, which I thank you. And you guys know that I have gotten recently is it a lemonade stand? That I had gotten an Aprilia RSV4 1100 2021. Almost brand spanking new. Pretty new. It was a beautiful bike. It is a beautiful bike. I shouldn't say was. But riding around for about 3 days. A lot of that was me riding dirty, I won't lie. But I did register it on Sunday morning. Today is Tuesday. So register it Sunday morning, or not Sunday morning, sorry, Friday. Didn't put anything on it. All right, I won't lie to you. It wasn't registered. It wasn't registered up until yesterday, okay? But that night, Sunday night, it was a long day at work for me, all right? I was working from home like I always do. I own businesses, so I operate from my home. I'm like, dude, I'm stressed as hell. It's been a long-ass day. I'm going to go for a quick ride. And this wasn't no, like, hooligan ride, you know? Like, I'm still not super comfortable with the bike in terms of, like, what it can do and my ability to control what it can do. It's just sort of like a bike, you know? It's like a little ride around town bike type shit. I'm not trying to be a speed racer with it or do anything absurd. I'm just trying to ride around town, you know, show pictures, take pictures for Instagram and stuff. So that's what I was doing. You know, I went to a cool parking lot, took some pictures of like shooting flames, because it definitely shoots a lot of flames. Oh my God. And sure enough, got some nice pictures. So what do we do after we get the pictures? Well, I head back home like any sane human being. It was late at night. It was getting a little chilly here in the old Florida next to the beach. And I was like, I'm going to go home. It's not so comfy anymore. So I'm heading home. It was a great night, honestly. I had a beautiful ride. The moon was orange. It was like a blood moon because of how beautiful and big it was, and it was just red. And so I was having a beautiful, beautiful ride, enjoying myself, man, truly enjoying myself. Hold up, dude. And just having a blast. On my way home, there was like a 30-mile-an-hour road, and shit pisses me off, dude. It was a 30-mile-an-hour road. I was going 30 miles an hour. You might be thinking, no fucking way you were going 30 miles an hour on a 1,000cc bike, and you're betting your ass. You're probably thinking the right thing. But today, that night, I was not in that mindset. I was not going a million miles an hour. I was actually following the speed limit. I was doing my thing, driving like I am right now, a good Samaritan. And this was, by the way, caught by many witnesses, supposedly. So I'm driving like a good Samaritan. I was recording, actually, about 5 seconds before this happened, and then the camera stopped recording because it ran out of storage. How about that? But what happens is, a driver, just like this scenario, right? Like this guy's doing right here, right? Comes out like that, except wasn't paying attention to me. Well, just like that, exactly like that. Was not paying attention. I was next to him. I was like sitting next to him, and he was stopped in the middle of the road waiting to go. I thought he saw me. I was the idiot. I was playing the dumb card because I genuinely thought he saw me driving. It's the Aprilia, if you don't know, has extremely bright headlights. They are really bright. Like, without the brights on, they illuminate the entire road in front of you. And he didn't see me, supposedly. He did not see me. So he ran straight into me, and he actually, like just like this. I was in the left lane, except I was on this side of the road. And he ran straight into me, hit my handlebars. Off I go to that way, right? Because counter steering, the handlebars pull in because it hits his car. He drove straight into me. I go straight into over there, right? Except the road that I went into had a curb and many other goodies waiting on the side of the road. So my bike, I don't remember exactly what happened. I'm just picking this up from the details of the wreckage and the bike that basically fell apart. That my front wheel hit the curb, right? It basically took a straight right turn after hitting that motorcycle or the car and went straight into the curb. I flew off of the motorcycle, like genuinely flew off of the motorcycle. And that's right where I blacked out. I don't remember a fucking thing. Don't remember a thing. I just remember hitting the ground and rolling and rolling and rolling. And it took me a good, I don't know, second or two, a little bit more than that, to understand what was happening. I was on the ground just like eyes closed, realizing like I am on the ground. You know, I was like, what just happened to me? What just happened? Everything was just so fast. It was honestly, it was a peaceful night. I'll play the music that I was playing.
You'll feel it kicking in soon.
It was just such a peaceful night. Right here. Here's the music. Okay, so you get the idea. Peaceful night, beautiful, cool weather, quiet, not traffic on the road. And then just from the left of my bike, I'm passing by, I think I'm good, knocks me over. Just a simple little tap for him, a big fucking rude awakening for me. And I absolutely, that's a girl, absolutely fell into the curb and just, I mean, I'm on the ground, right? I'm trying to figure out what the hell's happening now. And I, discombobulated. Lady runs up to me, funny enough, from a law office of all places. And she's like, oh my God, I'm calling the ambulance right now. Don't move. But I'm not the motherfucker that just doesn't move, right? So I get up and I'm like, where the fuck is my bike? Where the fuck is my bike, I am only thinking about my bike at this moment. I don't care about myself, anyone else. I literally was rage. I was fucking rage. I'm telling you, when I woke up and I could see everything and I could, hear the commotion, I heard sirens coming, I was fucking rage, dude. I wanted to just, because I knew it wasn't my fault. And right from that instant, oh man, because if it was my fault, if I would have crashed that bike, because of course the fucking idiot, gets a leader bike, crashes it, stereotypical shit. No, if it was my fault, I accept that, but it wasn't my fucking fault, right? So, I get up and I'm like trying to aggressively find the bike, and it's the thing is thrashed. I'll throw up some pictures. It looks fine from pictures. Most people who know what bikes are would know that it's pretty thrashed. The front rim bent, the front tire popped as soon as it hit the curb, and the fairings on the left-hand side of the bike are thrashed. Thankfully, somehow the tank didn't get at all any damage. The frame has a little scuff on it, but honestly no damage. It's just mostly the fairings, the headlights, and the handlebars and its electronics on the left-hand side. But it's thrashed. There's no shifting lever. There's no footrest. The pegs are gone on the passenger side too. It's pretty fucked, right? But I pick it up anyways. At this point, that's when I notice how fucked up I am. My hands are bloody. I can't stand or put weight on my right foot, and I'm just like, adrenaline mode. I just pick the bike up, set it upright, and I just start scanning. I just start looking around, and I notice we're in like this parking lot. Like it flew all the way into a parking lot, and I noticed that the guy who hit me, the car, is parked over there, and now the guy is, I won't say, I won't try to profile or anything here, but they weren't necessarily the type of people who you look at and you have good confidence of their moral character. And this lady comes out of the car and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so hurt." As soon as the paramedics get there, of course, she's like, "I'm so hurt. Oh, I'm injured. Meanwhile, I'm completely still, completely quiet. Everyone basically identifies that they're bullshitting immediately. Don't even give a fuck. I love Florida for that, by the way. Don't even give a fuck. They completely ignore them because she's literally just bullshitting. Like, my bike tapped them. Their door didn't even have a dent. It was just a scratch. But they're bullshitting. And so the paramedics rushed to me. They're like, "Do you want medical attention?" And I denied it because I don't know the extent of what's happening, right? So if I am injured and I don't, if I accept it, that means I'm going to be, depending on the verdict of the crash, I will be responsible for those injuries and the cost of them, or the person who hit me will be responsible. But I don't know the verdict of the crash yet, right? Because everything was up in the air. I was searching and searching and searching for my GoPro, trying to find where it is, so that I can prove myself completely, non-guilty here. The issue, my friends, was then presented. By the way, I don't have this fucking license plate fully secured on here. The issue was then, where's my GoPro? My Action 4, really. So I'm searching around. Keep in mind, bleeding profusely. Like, out of most orifices on my body, not really, but I'm bleeding. Man, this doesn't even feel fast anymore. I'm bleeding a lot. I'm looking for this fucking GoPro, trying to find this goddamn thing, and I ended up finding it. It was way in another parking lot across the street. It flew far. I knew I was recording. I thought I was recording. The fucking camera said full, and it had stopped recording before I was able to capture what happened. Of course. Thankfully, there were people there. The police officers understood me. They were very kind. I mean, there was like 4 police cars, 2 firefighter trucks, and an ambulance. And thank God, the firefighters were awesome people. The police officers were awesome people. And they kind of saw what was going on. They could see the signs, because I would have been absolutely devastated if I was not driving legally. Like, I would have been fucked up in terms of me physically, and all my clothes were still fine. I had no rips or tears, just impact injuries, right? Impact-based injuries from flying off of my bike. So everyone basically knew that I wasn't doing anything reckless or illegal. And based on the car and the damage the car had, it was pretty clear that he had hit me, essentially. And so what happened was, almost immediately, the cops tell the dude to sit down because he's freaking out, and they tell him to, be quiet, basically. Like, hey, shut up, be quiet, don't fuck around right now. Like, don't fuck around right now. They check all his paperwork, registration, license, not insured. Not insured, nothing on him that shows he's a decent Samaritan, that he's a good guy, that he, is paying his taxes type shit. What the fuck is going on up here? Oh, man. This is not good. Hello, sir. All right, buddies. We're not dealing with this. We're going the other way. I'm sorry, folks. We're not going to the beach today. But anyways, this guy was a good Samaritan, and he was not a good Samaritan. Sorry, not a good Samaritan. He was just chilling, doing his thing, riding real dirty. No insurance or nothing. So, great, for me, not so great. Not so great at all. He was absolutely not doing me great. tried claiming the victim, saying that I was speeding, saying that I was driving recklessly. Turns out there was a driver behind me, and he stopped too, and he claimed the alternative. So what happened shortly after was he got charged for hitting me, and he got charged for not having insurance, but then he got to drive away, which was really interesting. And I'm still in shambles, like bleeding, you know, fucking unable to walk, all this shit. And so basically they're like, hey, yeah, this happened, you're good to go. And I'm like, really? This is the full extent of the law, trying to protect a actual citizen here, a law-abiding citizen. And yeah, that was it, you know. So they signed a police report. The police report said he was at fault. He got charged for being at fault. The issue is, however, I can't make a claim with his insurance because, well, he doesn't have an insurance company. So what does that mean for me? Well, it means that I am basically liable for all the costs, because the insurance that I had on the bike, and yes, I did have insurance, it was non-collision. So it was everything but collision, because I don't think anyone really expects to be hitting cars when they're thinking about what risk is going to be implied when I'm riding a motorcycle. They usually think about just falling over, hitting a turn wrong, doing something, getting it stolen, you know, the more typical things, I would say. And I didn't really think to ask, hey, does my bike have collision insurance on it? So because someone collided with me and it wasn't me falling over, I don't have any coverage. I have zero coverage for the bike. This was devastating to learn, because not only can the guy not do anything, I can't do anything either to get help with the bike. On top of this, what also happened was the cops basically suggested that I don't sue, because the cost of pursuing this via a legal battle would be more expensive than the actual reward of doing a lawsuit. Because the likelihood that the individual didn't have any money, we'll just say that they were a demographic type that wasn't very legitimate in the eyes of the United States. The idea that they had any money that I could actually take or they'd be able to pay was very low. And so I would basically be paying legal fees instead of fixing my bike. And I agreed with them. That's probably how it was going to go. So the next day, like, I went to the hospital. I have a fractured ankle. My wrists are sprained from kind of like where I caught myself subconsciously on the ground, you know, like I think I landed on my feet somehow, and I caught myself on the ground. And when I did that, it was obviously a very high impact. So I fractured my right ankle. My wrists are sprained. I can't really use them effectively. And there's scrapes all over my knees mostly, and the top of my hand, interestingly. Now, I was actually wearing gloves, but they weren't riding gloves. However, they did help me. So I won't deny the fact that I wasn't really wearing gear, but it did actually protect me somewhat, at least, I guess. But yeah, ultimately, go to the hospital. I have a fractured ankle. I'm not doing so hot. I feel like awful. My neck, man. Oh my God, my neck is so fucking sore, you guys. It's actually bonkers how sore my neck is right now. And then the next day, I post in a Facebook group. I'm like, guys, this just happened. I have no way of getting towing covered. Can anyone help me out? Like a motorcycle Facebook group. The fucking OGs there, man, everyone wanted to help me. What ended up happening, though, was I go to this shop called Dombrowski's in Fort Walton Beach. Dombrowski's, they're the shit, man. They are my friends through and through. They help me out entirely, like from point A to point B. Every time I go there, they give me the best service. They hook me up with the nicest shit. And so I, by just chance, right, I call the guy who owns it. I'm like, hey, man, this is what the fuck just happened. I don't know what to do. And he's like, no worries, bro. I'll be there in 3 minutes. 3 minutes, dude. So he picks up my bike for me, because it was not where it should have been. And the guy actually posted on the Fort Walton police to have it towed, believe it or not. Fucking hate, man. You can't see, goddamn. But whatever. He posts to have it towed. So the Dombrowski's crew come with their trailer because they were just at race weekend, so they had the trailer all set up because they were doing the racing, and they were just able to scoop it up. They bring it back to the shop, and we take a look at it. You know, they're pretty fucking hammered, to be honest. They were drinking a bunch of whiskey after their racing, and we're taking a look at it, and we're noticing that, yeah, it's probably going to take a lot to fix this, and not just a lot in terms of monetary, which it will take a lot. It's looking like at least a 4K type repair, $4,000 minimum, but it's time, because a lot of the parts for these Aprilia, whatever you want to call it, a lot of the parts have to be imported, and you know what's happening right now with the tariffs. It's up the ass, dude. So not only does the cost go up, but the time to deliver goes up. And so I used ChatGPT's research function. I pay for the bougie version of ChatGPT to see if there's any parts anywhere on the internet. And there's like misshapen fairings, there's, you know, used headlights, and like all these really bonkers kind of parts that I wouldn't really want to use for the bike. They're there, and then you have like the Chinese fairings. Like a Chinese factory makes some of them, but they're not like good. They don't look good, at least. I don't know, maybe they are. They have reviews. I was looking at everything, every option, to see how I could get this thing fixed faster, because I just want to ride it. It's just a bike that I really started to thoroughly learn and love, man. Like I loved riding that bike. It was so fucking fun and so cool, and oh man, I loved it. And I just want to ride it again. But yeah, the problem right now is just sourcing all the parts, and then the uber big problem is the wheel, because the wheel is bent. But Aprilia wheels, you can't just go find them. We tried. They're not on Aprilia. You can't buy them via vendor. So it's looking like I might just have to do a aftermarket set of wheels, which I don't really want to do, because I like the wheels on the OEM Aprilia. And yeah, that blows majorly. So right now, basically, you might even be asking, Colton, why the fuck are you riding? Dude, I don't know. I need to get my mind off shit, to be honest with you, bro. This is not what I expected my week to look like. I'm injured. I'm in so much pain. Yeah, I'm riding. Big whoop. It's what I do to get my mind off things. I don't really care what anyone has to say, to be honest. I am in excruciating pain, but if I'm depressed and in pain, I don't think that's very good either. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what we can do about the Aprilia. I know it's going to be insanely expensive, and there's virtually nothing that I can do about that right now, unfortunately. And it just sucks, man. Like, it honestly makes me want to fucking cry, because again, at the end of the day, like, after all of this, it was not my fault. And like, if it was a motorcycle crash that was caused by me, fair. I get it. I accept the consequences. This wasn't something that was just my fault. Like, I was doing everything right for once, you know, like literally. And that's the day that somebody, oh, by the way, he was high. Like, he was astronomically high, by the way. So that didn't help him either. But yeah, some guy under the influence of marijuana fucking crashes into my motorcycle trying to turn onto a road out of Publix, and casually doesn't have insurance or registration or anything else. So yeah, that's my day. I know I made videos about me riding dirty, and I was, but after that I did actually get insurance. I just hadn't registered the vehicle. So the day after Sunday, I went to go register the vehicle. You might be asking, how were they able to run my plates? So I had the bill of sale and everything, and what I did was I put my Yamaha plates on the Aprilia. So just for that night, randomly, I was like, yeah, I'll put plates on it just so I don't get any suspicious eyes while it's later at night. The only time I did that. And it was that night. That's what happened. So I had all the stuff in my backpack, like the bill of sale and everything from when I bought the bike. So I just gave it to them, and they're like, "It's cool, dude. Don't worry about it." Which, again, baller ass cops, dude. I got to be honest. Like, some of these cops are really dope. But regardless of all of that, I am still out of a bike. I think my license plate is likely hanging off right now. I can't tell, or it's just gone. It was, I only had one bolt because the other bolt was on the Aprilia. Imagine that. But I'm out of the Aprilia. I don't know for how long. I don't know if I'm even going to get it back, anytime even close to now, or if I'll even see it again. I don't know if maybe there is frame damage. Maybe it is completely thrashed and there's just nothing I can do about it, which would really suck. But it's honestly, like, there's a probability, even though it was a very low speed crash, the way that the crash happened was like a perfect storm. Not necessarily for me, because I could have hit so many things, you guys. I flew past a telephone pole. I flew past concrete barriers. I basically flew up and over most of the things that I could have hit, which would have absolutely fucking murked me. And thankfully, like, I fucking work out like a bitch, and I'm, ex-pro bodybuilder and shit. So, like, I have neck muscles, and I was able to sustain, the damage to my head, which, again, this helmet that I'm wearing is actually shattered. But I could have been so much worse. But for the bike, it was worse. It was as bad as you would think. The bike basically, hit the curb, flipped up onto its side. Again, it hit the curb so hard, just to conceptualize this, that the tire popped. Like, the tire popped, like, there was that much of an impact. That's going to be a bitch to repair, if it can even be repaired. If it can even be repaired, I don't know. No one knows at this point. The shop dudes didn't even know. So I took the Yamaha out for the first time since the crash, which was, again, on Sunday. It's now Tuesday, 5 p.m. Fuck. This arm hurts bad, boy. Oof, it was not smart to put this on over all the fucking... Oh, man, damn. Yeah, this is why it's all dusty and dirty and shit. Otherwise, it would not typically be like that. Do I still have a license plate? Oh, my God, I do, thank God. I was really believing that might actually fall off. I didn't know how loyal it was going to be. So, yeah, I mean, I took this out for the first time since that happened. It's been pretty pollen-y in Florida, so that's kind of why it's all dirty and stuff. I've been biasing the Aprilia for sure. I'm honestly pretty heartbroken, you guys. I don't even know what to say. Let's go to the beach for a little bit. Again, I can say this a million times. It doesn't really matter. But I wasn't the one... Man, that ass looks so sexy on the MT-09s, bro. I wasn't really the one that did anything at fault here. I was more or less just existing. I was more or less just driving home as a casual NPC that night. I wasn't even playing the main character at all. I was listening to some good tunes and shit. I was just existing, and inevitably that ended up being my demise. I'm trying to just think about it as a glass half full as opposed to empty, but it's hard. I won't even lie, dude. It's hard because... Like, I was just getting into that bike. I was really foundationally beginning to understand it, getting into the corners, like, really starting to articulate it well. And all of this happened. All of that happened, not at the best times. So, yeah, just be safe out there, bros. I'm so fucking lucky at the end of the day, too. I honestly, I'm not... it might look like I'm not injured, but dude, my ankle is fucked. They can't even do anything about it. I just have to wear a big brace. My neck is so fucking heavy right now. But I got out pretty scot-free somehow, dude. It could have been way, way worse, bros. It could have been way worse. I made it out because I think that, I wore my gear in part, but I also, trained my body, and I was able to be resilient, and also just honestly luck, bro. Like, I could have hit so many things. It would have been a bad fucking day. My battle right now, and probably videos that you'll see coming in the future, is going to be getting my bike back to somewhat operational standards, which I hope we can do soon, but I don't know how soon, to be honest with you. Things aren't looking too good in that genre of my life, I'll say that much. But I do appreciate you guys being here. The very few of you, the few The far and few between, but the strong. It's great to have a crowd, even a small one, and it's why I make content, not just on this channel, but all my other outlets as well. The ones that do a lot better than this channel. All we are is sand in the wind, fellas. Sand in the wind. Ain't nothing much more than that. Just sand in the wind. Well, I hope you have a good day, and just understand, trauma can happen, damage can happen, things can get lost. But as long as you're here, that's all that matters, brother. All right? As long as you're here, that's the only thing that matters. It's the only thing that has ever mattered. And while material items do matter to us a lot, they're not everything. They're only a part of what we are. So realize that your life is valuable. It will be missed if you leave. It will be cherished. And it is cherished now as you exist. And you might not feel that way. And you might not think it. But trust me, there's people out there who do. Somebody. And if not anybody that you know, it's definitely me. I cherish you, bruh. All right. Deuces. It was right at this intersection. You see that do not enter sign where that white... whatever this is, that's where it happened. He turned from there straight in, hit me like that. I went flying into that way, into that driveway, or whatever it is, parking lot. So, yeah, just be careful, guys. I mean, intersections like this, you have no lights. There's nothing to say, hey, yield before, turning into the oncoming traffic. And especially when you got people who are driving high off their ass, whether it's legal or not, or what are your fucking opinions on THC or not, I don't give a shit. You gotta be careful. You can't trust these motherfuckers because they don't even know what they're doing half the time. Someone said it to me at the shop lately, or recently. They said that riding a motorcycle is like being in the movie, and driving a car is like watching the movie. You definitely are way more involved when you're riding a bike, and you are just so much more a part of traffic, and you have to consider everything, whereas people driving cars are just sort of not really thinking, on their phones, doing all sorts of crazy shit. And you know what, I have it too, but I do the same shit. But also I have Tesla autopilot, which, again, like it or not, that shit fucking balls out, bro. I don't have to do a fucking thing, and it is far more sensitive to traffic than most human beings. So anyways, yeah, I was supposed to end the video already. All right, whatever, we're done.